Hey, it's Grant here, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about, unfortunately these are uncertain times. We're in the midst of a global pandemic with coronavirus and COVID-19, which has affected, I guess, nearly every household all over the world. And I just want to talk to you about a couple of things about how we can really manage our customer expectations, look at better time management, how we dispatch orders and supplies, and also as well how we can potentially increase sales in these very, very difficult times. Stay tuned right till the end because I've got some interesting news about my upcoming video which will be coming later in the week. But before I start, I've got an urgent order to get out for a badge for a 21st birthday, so let me go and do that. Right, that's it. Badge is done, ready, packaged. I haven't put the label on yet, so I'll put the label, postage on, and I'll put that in the post today. So again, as I talked about in the video, I just want to talk to you about what's going on at the moment and how we can all help ourselves, help our customers, and help our stores. So for me, I think this is obviously a difficult time as it is for everybody. And like most people probably watching this video, Etsy isn't their full-time gig, it's their side hustle. So it's important to recognise that. And at the same time, whilst it's not the most important or probably the highest level of income for them, it's certainly an opportunity in these uncertain times. I'm not saying, please don't get me wrong, that this pandemic and whilst people are going through loss in their family, some uncertain times and financial difficulty and hardship, that you should look at this as an opportunity, but you have to be slightly selfish in terms of what you're doing and make sure that you're looking after yourself and your family like I would be. And the first thing around that is really customer communication, which is absolutely key in these times. So whenever I get an order now, luckily, I say luckily, our amazing Royal Mail service in the UK is still delivering to every household across the UK, and we are experiencing a slight delay. So first class is generally the next day, sometimes it takes 2 days, second class is 2 to 3 days, that's taking 3 to 4 days, and some of the delivery services are experiencing a longer time frame, 3, 4, 5 working days. Unfortunately, I can't tell you about each variation across the world, but that's my personal experience of what we're getting here in the UK. Now, a lot of people have been advised or told about forbearance, and that's really a word about, having some kind of idea of what's going on in the world and letting some leeway in. And that's the same for anybody as a customer of an Etsy seller. So if you are experiencing difficulties getting out those packages to people, message people. What I'm personally doing at the moment, when someone sends me or makes an order online through Etsy, I'm sending them a quick ping back just saying, thank you for your order. I appreciate these are difficult times. I'll get it out in the next 24 hours, subject to obviously what's going on. But please be minded that delivery times are extended slightly, so it is taking a couple of days to get to you. 99 times out of 100, that customer or the customers are either not coming back or coming back saying, completely understand, but thank you for messaging me. I've had one customer so far have come back and said, look, I really need this, can you send it out? And I've rushed it out, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I've rushed it out that day to see if to make sure it got there. This was on a Wednesday, to make sure it got there on the Friday, and it did. And they reached out to me at the end and said, thank you very much for your help. And it's all about managing that customer expectations. Forbearance, people are understanding that these are very difficult times for everybody, and just reaching out to that customer and explaining what's going on is crucially important in these times. The second thing I want to talk to you about is supplies. So at the moment I am an Amazon Prime member. I get a lot of my stuff from Amazon, or previously got a lot of stuff from Amazon. Because they do next day delivery, it's generally always in stock and you can get next day delivery. So if you run out of something today, generally it'll be on your doorstep the next day. Not saying this is a bad thing, but obviously Amazon are prioritising what supplies are going out. Clearly, they're making sure that people are having the supplies that they do need, and things like papers and cards, envelopes aren't classed as essential supplies, so they are taking a little bit longer. In the UK, it's about 4 or 5 working days. Today's Wednesday, I placed an order today and it's coming Sunday, so 3 or 4 days, not horrendous. But what I would say now, go to your store cupboard, go to your garage, your spare room, wherever you're doing your Etsy business from, and just look at your current supply levels and just look ahead in advance for the next week or 2 weeks to make sure you've got enough prep time so that if customers do come through, you've got the supplies ready and you're not having to wait 3 or 4 days for those supplies. Also, another thing that I would urge you to do, whilst Amazon is a great business, they are a multinational company with millions in the bank, billions of pounds of turnover. So I'm minded personally to look at smaller sellers and smaller suppliers. I started ordering my envelopes off of a smaller supplier from eBay. I've looked at some of my products actually from Etsy themselves and just changing my focus, because whilst these big organisations are doing the absolute best to support first responders and people in the NHS, social care, or in the healthcare systems, which is absolutely key, I think what we need to do is slightly remember that there are some smaller businesses here, that 1 or 2 orders a week or even a day change can be the difference between them paying a bill or not paying a bill. And I don't want to sound over the top with that, but it absolutely can be that. I've got a friend who runs a small business, and 3 or 4 orders a day, he only gets about 20 orders a day. If he gets 2 or 3 orders a day difference less, then it does make a difference between him paying some of his bills or not. So I started to switch and looking at alternative suppliers. The increase in cost is negligible. It's about 3 or 4% more, but they're getting out the products on time, if not faster, the same as at Amazon. So absolutely look at small independent retailers, online suppliers if you can, and support either your local or your small independent business. My next tip is all about looking at what time you have. So as I said at the top of the video, Etsy isn't my main source of income. It is a side hustle, although quite a nice side hustle. I've looked at what I'm doing across the board, and I work on about 11 different things at the moment, projects or side hustles. Out of those 6, I've stopped doing for the moment. I've put on pause because, frankly, in this current uncertain time, there's simply no point in doing them. They're not providing the revenue that they need, or I can't dispatch the product, or I can't fulfill the service. It's absolutely pointless. What that means for me is I've got essentially 40% more time. Now, I am generalising here. I appreciate children are off school. It's Easter holidays when I'm talking to you about this. So people might have less time, not more time. So I do appreciate that when I say this. But if you do find yourself with more time, go through that to-do list. Me as an Etsy store, this is a great example for me. I've got sell badges, and I've got some badges that are ages 21, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, key milestones. And currently I do them in certain colours. 21 is red, but I can do them in essentially any colour: purple, blue, black, white, red, pink, green, it doesn't matter. But what that requires is me to go into the listing, create an image, a variant of the product, which essentially I just never got round to. So I've got a good lengthy to-do list that I've written down, and I'm going to go through and tick off that list. So the first point is, if you do find yourself with more time, reevaluate your Etsy store, look at SEO. How can you increase your product range without adding new products? So that could be colour variants, could be size variants, material variants, could be anything that you're looking at, and think, how can I increase my offering without having a substantial outlay? Also, what we might want to look at is learning a new skill. I've just signed up for Udemy, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is an online skills market. I'll put a link down below in the description. And I'm quite good at graphic design, but to be honest with you, I'm not perfect. I'm not the best. So I've signed up for a Udemy course. It was relatively low cost. I think it was about $20, $30 maybe. Again, I appreciate at this uncertain time, sometimes it's a lot for people. So there are some free courses and YouTube courses and guides to do. But look at your skill set. How can you enhance your skill set, which in turn increases your breadth of products or range of products? So I know some of my cards that I do, I could enhance them. They're generally around sayings or phrases and just font typographies. Where I'm looking at actually doing some freehand. I've got an iPad here, maybe I could do some rough designs on an iPad, transpose them onto my Mac, and then use them as an illustration. It's an idea, and I've got some time in my hands, so I can absolutely do that. There's also an argument to be said that if you do have some time on your hands, you could learn a completely new skill set outside of what you're currently offering. And that's obviously also an option, like this one. You know, you could start your own YouTube channel. You could start documenting your Etsy journey and your Etsy progress. That's how I started. I started off with 1 subscriber. About a year and a half ago, I'm not a YouTube sensation. I've got about 3 and a bit thousand subscribers. One of my videos has got 110,000 views, so I am growing fairly quickly, and it's generating some revenue for me, a passive income. So that's also an option for you as well. And my last point is all about support. So my next video, and this is why I say wait to the end, I'm going to go on a video in the next couple of days where I'm going to try and help Etsy sellers as much as I can. I'm not a millionaire, don't get me wrong, I'm not rolling in cash. But I have got a small surplus income, and I think it's important in difficult times to help others out. I get lots of comments on my YouTube videos from small sellers that had a store for a period of time, weeks, months, even years, that are getting hardly any sales or finding difficulties in some of the manufacturing or the product production process. SEO, marketing. So my next video, what I'm going to be doing is I'll be helping out some of those customers and these Etsy sellers, and I'll be looking at starting my own Etsy store specifically for Etsy marketing. I'll be giving away calculators, thank you cards, literally covering my costs, something like 30 or 40 pence, about 50 cents, 60 cents, just to cover the Etsy fees. No money made in it, no profit at all, but just to help out Etsy sellers. I'll also be looking at other things that I could do around shop critiques. I might do some free critiques for customers, for some Etsy sellers. And I'm also looking at how I can help customers and Etsy sellers directly. And what that might mean, I'm just thinking about this, so don't quote me on it, is looking on my next video to start buying some supplies for some people. So if you've got an Amazon wish list that you want to create, I'm not going to give you hundreds of dollars of stuff, but start creating an Amazon wish list of products that you need, supplies that you need. Could be envelopes, could be cards, could be ink cartridges. I'm talking about £5 to £10, which is about $6 or $7, $8, small items, and I want to try and give as many as I can. So I'll go onto that wish list and I'll buy you an item. All I'm asking for is a comment on my video when I do this. So stay tuned to my next video. As I say, I'm going to give away free resources, calculators, thank you cards, and also give some sort of direct injection for buying some supplies for people off their Amazon wish lists. We can also as well, there are some free resources available already on my own website, grantjoyner.co.uk, where you'll find calculators, downloadable PDFs, some tools that I use, so do check that out as well. I don't believe in charging for any of the products or making profit from any of the products or services that I provide, so please do check those out because they are completely free. Thank you once again for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, like this video and comments down below, and I'll see you for my next video.